Hey everybody, it's Candy, aka Brown Eye Girl 69. Today is January the 6th of 2026, and today is day 6 of year 1. Now, last night after midnight, I was on Facebook, and I'll usually look at my memories. I look at memories all the time, and never really thought of it until I started reading some of this stuff and realized that some of these things that I posted years ago, it's advice to me to today. Today. Um, and some of these things that I posted, I actually posted a few days before Daryl died. And that might be why I looked at it a little closer this year. Because come 3 days, it's been 8 years since Daryl passed away. But on January 6th of 2018, 3 days before he died, I wrote, "Everything you do is because of choice. You choose your quality of life by the choices you make. You choose whether or not to comply. You choose whether to comply or not. You choose to be political, religious, loving, or hateful, asleep or awakened. No more excuses for how your life is because you are the one that chooses it. If you don't like it, change it." And the thing about that is, I can't remember exactly how long it was, but I want to say it was at least a couple of weeks before Daryl passed away. I was coming back to camp, walking down the tracks. Probably more than likely, I was coming back from Jackson Wells Springs. I probably had a couple of gallons of water, at least 1 gallon of water on my back, if not two. And all my electronics that I'd charged while I was down there. But I had a thought that came across my mind, and that thought was, what would you do if you and Daryl was no longer together? But I immediately dismissed that thought because I immediately was like, well, that's not going to happen. Daryl and I are going to be together until we're really old and really gray. And then 3 days later, he was gone. Or a couple of weeks later, I mean. Let's see, what else did I guess back on December 23rd of 2017, Kroger had announced that 400 stores will go fully cashierless in 2018. I don't know if that ever became a thing or not. Amazon and Walmart are on similar schedules. And then it has hashtag basic income. I was like, so people, what's going to happen to all these people? It's no job, no income. Guess they'll go homeless like we did. That's what corporations like to do, destroy people's lives. All religion produces an us versus them mentality, and thereby can never bring peace or healing to the world. That was a friend of mine named Carl that posted that. And then some memories that I had when I had come back here to visit my daughter, Christmas of 2015 into January 2016. Let me see, where is it? I'd wanted to stay in Oklahoma. with Kelsey, but Daryl didn't want to come back down to Oklahoma. He said he was never going to come back here. Even if I was able to obtain a job, get in an apartment, etc., he wasn't going to come back down here. So I ended up leaving and going back to Oregon. Well, I got up, I showered, and my mom came and picked me up and took me to Norman to get my bus ticket. I got my bus ticket back to Oregon. I'll be leaving Norman, Oklahoma on Monday, January 11th at 10 a.m. and I'll be back in Medford, Oregon on Wednesday, January 13th at 8:35 a.m. Yay, I'm excited now. Just enjoy what little time I will have left with Kelsey and my mom. And then I have some to go back as far as 2009, I think. But some of the stuff that I go back through and I see, it's like some things have changed as far as like what I think, what I believe. When I look back on some of my posts. And then some things haven't changed. Today, I also went up to Norman and got me a new vape pod. This one I got is Blue Rancher Blow Pop. So it's like a blueberry blow pop, I guess. It's pretty good. I thought the guy originally told me that they were $15. But they rang up like 19 something. And it was going to be like 21 something with tax, and all I had was a 20. I had a little bit more money on my card, but I didn't want to have to deal with all that. So I said something to him. I was like, I thought these were $15. He was like, when? I was like, 2 weeks ago when I came in and bought the battery starter kit. That was $26, and then I bought an extra pod and it was $15. And that's what it rang up. I was like, man, I wish I still had my receipt. I would show it to you. And he's like, well, I'll go ahead and give you a little bit of a discount. So it wound up, he gave me like a 10% off. So it brought it down to like $17.99 plus tax. So then it was like 19 something. It was like 45 cents off of $20. So it was like $19.55, I guess. Just a few more cents cheaper than those Vozols that I used to get at my job. Which we did get another shipment in, but not many flavors. We got like maybe 9 or 10 different flavors. And we had like 3 empty cases, and each case holds 5 across, and there's 3 shelves on each one, so that's 15 flavors each case can hold. We could hold up to 45 flavors with all the cases that we got. But we don't have that much anymore. Oh yeah, door dashing. Forgot to talk about that. I was like, yeah, there's something else I want to talk about. Door dashing. I did sign up for it last night. Excuse me. I did sign up for it last night. I went on, downloaded the app, and filled out all my information, and yada, yada, yada. Got approved. My background check went through, etc., etc. Well, I thought, well, I'm off work today, so my mom called me this afternoon. asked me if I wanted an extra cheeseburger because she'd went to Carl's Jr. and she had a coupon, I guess, buy one, get one free. And so she asked me if I wanted the other one, and I was like, yeah. So I went over there, chit-chatted with her for a little bit, had to update her on my situation with me getting less hours, and just in case I need her assistance in the very near future until I can get things going. Told her I was going to try to do some door dashing, but I was going to go to Norman first. So I went up to Norman to go to Dutch Brothers and to get my vape. And while I was up there, after I was done with my 2 things that I needed to do, I went ahead and turned on the app. It was like probably around 5:30, and it said that the location that I was in was completely busy, or not busy, but booked, as far as like they had enough dashers already online waiting for orders or doing orders. So then I looked on there and it showed me that you could schedule yourself, or there were some availabilities. So I went to Purcell, Lexington, which is my area, and there was one available from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. And I sat here, I drove back, I got back in time. I went to a couple of the different hot spots that the map showed, so I could be really close to a place in case orders came through. I was basically right in the middle of town, so I could have went north or south, depending, Then I decided to go ahead and come back home, still close to the middle of town, and sat out in my car for a little while. Then I just decided, you know what, I'll just go ahead and come inside. I didn't turn off my DoorDash app or nothing. I just came inside, got on the computer, had my phone sitting here the whole entire time until 7:30, and I never got one offer. But today's Tuesday. It's the 6th of January. My daughter, I even talked to her about it a little bit because I had to ask her a couple of questions about it, since she's been door dashing now. Oh God, I don't know how long she's been dashing. Probably at least since September. I think she's been dashing September, October. I think she has like close to 250 dashes underneath her belt on her app. 250 orders that she's done. And she told me when I was on the way back from Norman back to Purcell area to get into the zone, she told me they had been really slow and that she hadn't gotten any orders yet either. She just messaged me a few minutes ago and asked me if I'd gotten any offers, and I said no. I turned it off at 7:30. I wasn't even going to worry about the last 30 minutes. If I hadn't got a offer in an hour and a half, there's going to be no way I was going to get an offer in 30 minutes. So I just went and turned it off so I don't have to worry about it. I delivered the laundry to my daughter and son-in-law today that I did over the last couple of days, and she gave me a little bit more. But they are working on getting their apartment organized and getting the clothes put where they need to be and belong. And they got all 3 dressers for the kids in one closet, which is Everly and Cadence's closet. And they've got a dresser for Finn, a dresser for both girls, and then another dresser for overflow. And then they have 2 hanging areas on the side. So they're going to put Everly on the left and Cadence on the right. they're going to try to rearrange a couple of rooms to make it better for everybody involved. Because Finian's got this bed in here in my bedroom. And right now, he's sleeping in their room in his crib. And the girls, they got a whole new bunk bed system. That's pretty nice. But it's just too big for the size of their room. So they were thinking about giving the girls their room and then putting Finian in the girls' room. And then they were going to move their bedroom out into the living room and make it like a living room / bedroom for them, you know. So I think it's a good thing that my daughter and son-in-law are starting to try to get a little bit more organized with their life. She told me that all the clothes that I just brought to them, the clean clothes, they immediately was going to start putting them in the drawers and hanging them up. And that's why she brought me some more clothes. And I told her, just if you need me to keep doing clothes until you get caught up and can get back on just doing clothes once a week, that's cool, you know. Because Kelsey and Hunter really do want to get organized. And they know that nobody else is going to do it for them. Anyway, that's about all that's happened to me today, the 6th day of year 1. Tomorrow is a new day. I am scheduled to work tomorrow evening. And then after that, I'll be off for 3 days, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And in that 3-day period of time, I'm going to try to DoorDash as much as I can, as well as put in some applications for some part-time work around here somewhere. Probably put in 2 or 3 applications, check up on a couple places I've already contacted, see what I can get going here, because if I'm going to work, I'm going to work and have more than what I have now. You know, if it comes down to it. Because I'm just basically working to pay the bills, but I want more out of life than just working to pay the bills. And since my job that was paying my bills has lowered my time down to basically nothing, 20 hours a week, I have more than enough time to pick up another part-time gig for 20 hours a week. So I'd have a full-time job. And if that was the case, and do DoorDashing, then the money will start flowing in, you know. I just gotta be patient. Gotta give it a little bit of time. But in some things, time isn't always a good thing to have, you know, because bills don't stop coming in. Just because you lost hours at your job, or you got sick and missed a lot of work, or whatever the case may be, you know, bills don't stop coming in. This next check that I get on Thursday, it'll be my last big check for a while. It has my holiday pay on it for the new year and all that, and it's a little less than $400. But I've got to save some of that as well to go towards the bills that are about to come in this month. Anyways, that's none of y'all's guys' issues or concerns to worry with. But if you do want to help me out a little bit until I can get a little bit stronger standing on my feet, I will post my Cash App below. Or you can go to my channel into my About section. And I have a link right there too for my Cash App. And if you haven't done it yet already, give me a like, leave a comment. If you're not subbed yet, sub, because I am making a video once a day for the whole year of 2026. Regardless if it's a longer video like this one, or if it's a short video, or if it's a post. I've made posts every day since the new year. So, come check out my page and let's see what life has to offer together. Peace, love, hugs, nugs, and until the next time,